Sundays are the weirdest days for me. It's a transition day from one week to the next, and that's completely arbitrary, I understand. And yet, the burden of the week past and the burden of the week ahead feels the heaviest on these days. I spend quite a bit of time contemplating. I meditate for a little bit longer. I sit at my desk and I just ended up writing down a few things that I wanted to percolate on. I spend a lot of my Sundays looking at the week past, looking at the week ahead, trying to determine if there are reflections that would be really useful in terms of how I carry myself throughout the day and how I set myself up for the week ahead. One of the things that I've been really reflecting on this week is the absolute totality of change. There's this whole journey in change before it happens, when it happens, and after it happens. Before it happens, there is this idea that things will change, and there's no denying that. There's no getting around that. Things will happen. When it is happening, it is the sense of how long will this last? How long will this transitionary state last? This feeling of awkwardness, this complete lack of safety on firm ground. And when the change does take place, there's no going back. It's done. You are here now with perhaps a new set of circumstances. These are all things that I've just been jotting down in my journal and kind of really trying to, I suppose, help myself understand what are the best approaches, what is the best skillful method to embrace this. Ultimately, there is no denying that no matter what I do, change will happen. And as I get older, as I hopefully get a little bit wiser, I'm just trying to figure out the best responses in these situations. And these situations literally are every moment. You are changing constantly. Everything is in flow. And so this reflection and this contemplation just really helps me to figure out how I'm spending my time. What am I going to choose to do with my time that is skillful, that is helpful, that hopefully really brings a sense of wholeness to my day? I mean, some of the other things that I was reflecting on is just how much changes on a week-to-week basis. And this is what Sundays are for, is looking back, taking a look at the lessons learned. And it's hard to believe, for example, that we're already at the tail end of February. I don't understand how that happens, but we are here. Just seems like time is slipping by so fast. For me, at least, it feels like I had just started getting my head around the new year. And the new year, it feels weird to even say that because it's so far behind us now. January is a long time gone. But these are some of the strategies and the activities that I really want to focus on in the upcoming year. How to make 60 minutes truly feel like an hour, for example. I want to savor every moment. And there are a few things that really help with that. One of the things that obviously really helps is the use of analog tools and stationery. I journal quite a bit. And one of my favorite things to do is sit down on a Friday night and just look back. Then I kind of break it down into 3 different areas, right? So successes, lessons learned, and what can I take forward? Forward being into the weekend, into the next week, but just general lessons, life lessons. What can I take forward? And I'm just going to do a very simplified example here, obviously, not to get too personal, but just kind of give you an idea of just how I approach these types of things. On a Friday night, if I'm doing this, what can I do to absorb the lessons, to celebrate the successes, but to also just really intentionally slow down on the weekend and let the stuff really absorb? What can I do to make that happen? And so one of the things that I'll do here is just start writing some, I guess, general ground rules, right? Reduce digital time, only focus on video editing, perhaps. Read a lot more, So this gives me a bit of a roadmap in terms of where I'm going to head. Throughout the weekend, I'll have my notebooks very close, as I typically do anyways, but I'll be jotting things down, just little micro contemplations, things like this where I just felt inspired to talk about that transition of a Sunday. And other things that I'll jot down for myself are to do with activities that are really going to help me achieve that idea of just taking it in, being present. Some of those activities are meditating. I enjoy meditating just a little bit longer on the weekends if I can. I love cooking, especially for family. This Saturday I was inspired to make pancakes, which is not very typical for me for breakfast. I haven't been able to eat very well lately just because of some of the oddball health things that I'm continuously going through. I felt inspired to make pancakes and make some compote, drizzle it all over the top of the pancakes and eat them. I can't remember the last time I actually had pancakes, so I thought that was a really nice way of just kind of shocking my routine. And what I really found fascinating was that it helped me just kind of take a moment to be grateful that I could even make pancakes, that I had the ability to do so, that I had the ability to sit down at this table, reside in my warm house. I'm very, very grateful for all the opportunity that has been provided and that I've been able to accomplish. So that was really good to just kind of take it in. Other things, no surprise here, other than journaling, reading, lots of reading. But I find when I get into this contemplation of the burden of the week past, replaying things in my head and then jumping a week ahead, as well as going through the scenarios that may or may not be happening, I find that I can spiral very quickly into wanting to numb out a little bit, wanting to distract myself with perhaps less skillful things like doom scrolling. And the week ahead can be scary, if not more scarier than the week past, in the sense that there is so much unknown, but we make assumptions about what can happen, what will likely happen. And none of that's happening here in this moment. It's all false evidence appearing real, as they say. And I have to remind myself that I need to keep busy, but busy with the right things. So other things that I really like to keep focus on, coming up with ideas for Stationery at 4, but video editing. I like sitting down at the computer on the weekends and just video edit for an hour here or half an hour there, playing my guitar, hanging out with my kids, getting outdoors. These are all what I find really good analog activities to slow down. As I look back on this week of change, there's been a lot of personal change, professional change. The weather has changed. I can't believe we were just in a cold snap where the temperatures were ranging to minus 25 Celsius for my American friends. Cold with the wind chill. Well, I don't think it ever got down to minus 25, probably minus 22 Celsius, but with the wind chill, it definitely felt like it was close to minus 30 at times. It was pretty cold. And here we are on a 12-degree day today. And I can't get my head around just how fast weather changes. Nature does its own thing, and I am always amazed by it. Some of the other more material changes this week, I was proud of a beautiful new Benu pen here. This is a hand-painted pen. It is absolutely stunning. I'm looking forward to doing a bit of a closer look and a deeper dive review video in the future. I also had the opportunity to finally upgrade my camera. My previous camera was 6 years old. It was still great, a nice small full frame mirrorless camera. One of the first mirrorless cameras that came out. It was a Canon EOS RP. Liked it. It just was very limited in terms of being able to take video. And a little bit of a quick backstory here. I actually started my whole camera journey in photography, and I had a little bit of a side business doing photography many years ago. But the love for taking photos carried through. And so just before COVID hit, I decided that I wanted to get back into photography because I had taken quite an extended break, and I picked up this beautiful Canon EOS RP camera. Heavily dated, you can no longer find them. They've been discontinued, I think. I'm pretty sure they have. I got into video and making these YouTube videos here, and I've been really enjoying the process of learning how to edit videos, how to frame shots, trying to get better at it. And so decided that there was probably at some point in the future an opportunity to upgrade my camera. And just recently, KEH was in town and they decided to host an event at a local camera store here. And KEH is all about selling used camera gear. What you do is you take your camera gear in, you get a quote for it, and then they provide you a trade-in bonus at the camera store towards new equipment. And I was very fortunate to discover that most of my old equipment, I almost got back how much I paid for it. And I was able to beautifully upgrade into a Sony a6700. So I'm still learning a ton about this camera and the video quality and how to edit videos and how to color grade and things like that. So it's been an exciting journey, and that's kept a lot of my focus. And I've been really enjoying sitting down, looking at the camera, playing through the menus, looking at YouTube videos about the camera, and it feels intentional. It feels purposeful. It's better than doom scrolling or watching TV. So I've been really enjoying just taking a moment to learn about my new gear. It's gorgeous outside. Well, it's dark outside right now, but I'm gonna grab my workout gear and get out there.
There's nothing like a 2-hour workout to get it solid endorphin rush. And I really enjoy doing this on Sunday mornings. It really helps me feel, obviously, amazing, but grounded as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's certainly the aspect of throwing around heavy weights and making my body feel wrong for sure. But also just intentionally doing something that's really good for myself in terms of self-care and productive in the sense that I'm choosing to do something difficult and carry through with it on Sunday. And as a result, put my best foot forward as well as best foot forward for the rest of the week. And especially with me personally, just in terms of only recently being able to start lifting heavier weights again, my workouts, just because of some of the health things that I've been through the last couple of years, continuing to go through. I've just managed to figure out how to start lifting heavy again. And so I enjoy the gym. I like being there for a couple of hours Sunday morning first thing. And it really helps ground me in terms of also the contemplations, the deep contemplations that I'm mulling over. You know, the totality of change, for example, and it feels like it sets things in fresh perspective. That combined with my morning routine of meditation, journaling, and then working out, it just feels like a unified triumvirate of really good things for myself. As you can tell, the sun is just streaming through the windows and it's throwing out a whole bunch of shadows, harsh light here. It's a gorgeous, warm Sunday.
I think the rest of the day, I'm going to just try and infuse it with a little bit of joy, a little bit of contentment, and a little bit of present moment awareness, perhaps. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thanks for watching. Take care, and bye for now.